Hello everyone, how are you all? So, welcome you all in this main strategic series or its main static important topic series. I hope you all are enjoying this series and I hope you all are learning a lot from this particular series. So, friends, we had discussed many themes regarding to the mains perspective, mains part. This is important for all those aspirants who are giving this year's mains, that is 2025 mains, and even for all those people who want to attempt for 2026 mains as well as to prepare for the whole foundation course. तो फ्रेंड्स आज हम लोग एक बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट थीम्स को डिस्कस करेंगे. दिस इज रिगार्डिंग टू द आवर फर्स्ट टॉपिक ओनली, इंडियन इकोनॉमी एंड इशू रिलेटेड टू प्लानिंग मोबिलाइजेशन ऑफ रिसोर्स ग्रोथ. So this is very important in context of our mains part because every time in context of newspaper, this news will always highlight it under this growth section. So let's start this session. Let's begin this session. Very important in context of economic point of view. So the topic for today is gross fixed capital formation. See, capitals are of different type. First is fixed capital. Second is working capital, human capital, social capital, economic capital. There are different types of capital exist. So what we are discussing here, it is that fixed capital. So if I will talk about what is fixed capital, I'll talk about what is fixed capital. That means that capital which is invested on fixed asset. What is fixed capital? That form of capital which is invested in fixed asset. Money invested in fixed assets is fixed capital. That means any form of money which is invested in fixed asset is the part of fixed capital. Like money invested in buildings, dam, railways, all these are considered as a kind of fixed asset. This is fixed capital. Whereas the another capital that is again very important is working capital. Now what is this working capital? ये working capital क्या है? That is money invested in day-to-day activities. Money invested in day-to-day activities. All the money that is invested in day-to-day activities are the example of working capital. Means the money that you need to invest in day-to-day activities, in routinal activities, it is working capital. So it involves money invested in buying raw material, pay salaries. So this is all working capital. Now our topic for day is what is gross fixed capital formation. Gross fixed capital formation means the money that is invested in fixed asset or the money for which the fixed capital is invested, how that fixed capital will lead to capital formation. That means if suppose India invested more in fixed asset, or if India is getting a lot of money by investing in the fixed capital, what is gross fixed capital formation? That means it refers to that amount which is increased in physical asset within the domestic economy during a given period. मतलब वो पैसा जो हमने एक given period में देश में fixed assets में invest किया है, that is gross fixed capital formation. So whatever the amount we are investing in fixed capital, fixed assets, that will generate returns for us, that is gross fixed capital formation. ये हमारा gross fixed capital formation होता है. Very important from exam point of view. Okay, so it includes acquisition of fixed assets like infrastructure acquisition of fixed assets like infrastructure, machinery, equipments, buildings, and softwares used in production process for more than 1 year. This is gross fixed capital formation. This is refers to gross fixed capital formation. So I hope you all know it include acquisition of fixed asset. Matlab we had purchased those fixed asset like infrastructure, like machines, equipment, building and software that are used in production process and that is used for more than 1 year. That is considered as gross fixed capital formation. These all are the part of gross fixed capital formation. Now, what all are the major component of gross fixed capital formation? What all are the component of gross fixed capital formation? That means what all is being included in this fixed capital formation. That is first, machine and equipment used for production process. मतलब जितने भी मशीन एंड इक्विपमेंट्स हैं जो आप प्रोडक्शन प्रोसेस के लिए यूज करते हैं, इट इज इंक्लूडेड इन दैट. इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर कंस्ट्रक्शन, कोई भी आप इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर का कंस्ट्रक्शन कर रहे हैं, दैट इज द पार्ट ऑफ फिक्स्ड कैपिटल फॉर्मेशन. देन dwelling of residential building, या इसमें आप फेंसिंग ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर, dwelling of agricultural land हो गया या dwelling of residential building हो गया, that is also included in that. Intellectual property पर किसी तरह का इन्वेस्टमेंट है, that is also the part of it. Apart from that, valuables like precious metals, and stones held for capital, not for consumption. So these all are the components of gross fixed capital formation. ये सारे gross fixed capital formation के components हैं. That means machine and equipment used in production process, infrastructure construction, dwelling of residential building, intellectual property, or valuables like precious metal and stones held for capital, not for consumption, is the example of this gross fixed capital formation. Now, might be you will ask, sir, what is the importance of this gross fixed capital formation? Why this gross fixed capital formation is so important? इसका importance क्या है? So it is the indicator of investment climate. हमें समझ में आ जाता है कि किस तरह का इन्वेस्टमेंट हमें करना चाहिए, कैसा इन्वेस्टमेंट सिनेरियो हमारी इकोनॉमी में एग्जिस्ट करता है. Then apart from that, during economic growth, gross fixed capital formation will promote GDP. That will enhance the GDP growth of an economy. This is the most important part. Third, infrastructure development. Infrastructure development. All the infrastructure development in the economy can be done with it. Can be done with it. Infrastructure development. It boosts productivity. It enhances or boosts productivity. Productivity को boost करता है. It also led to job creation. Job creation will get boosted. Job creation will enhance. And last is promote private investment. Promote private investment. Because if the fixed capital assets are good in the economy, or fixed capital assets are more in the economy, private investment will surely enhance in your economy. Because they will realize this thing, these private investors, these foreign investors, they will realize this thing, that if a country is spending a lot of money in fixed asset, then 100% the investment that they will provide, it will generate revenue from them. It will generate revenue for them. So this is the importance of gross fixed capital formation. This is the very much importance of gross fixed capital formation, and that is the reason this gross fixed capital formation play a very important role in the development prospect of a nation. So this is the importance of GFCF. Now, what is the government policies? Government policies to promote GFCF. What are the different government policies are there to promote this gross fixed capital formation? There are so many government policies that are there to promote this GFCF. That is, first, PLI scheme, production linked incentive scheme, identified 14 potential sectors, directly related to manufacturing, and contributing in economic growth, and also get credit in returns. So this PLI scheme, it's a very important scheme in context of manufacturing sector development. In context of manufacturing development, the role of PLI scheme is very important. Then after this, PM Gati Shakti. PM Gati Shakti. What is the objective of Gati Shakti? Is to integrate all the ministries related to infrastructure, to enhance synchronization, to promote coordination in development. Promote coordination. Coordination को promote करने के लिए. Enhance synchronization to promote coordination. Then third is national monetization pipeline. National monetization pipeline. Now this national monetization pipeline also play a very big role, because it will generate revenue for government from those assets which are currently not in use. Let's say, for example, there is a particular building of BSNL which is not being used right now by the government, and government land that particular building of BSNL to a private company, and government is getting huge rent out of it. Now this is national monetization pipeline. So these are the government policies which are there to promote gross fixed capital formation. All these government policies are actually promoting GFCF. Now, what all things GFCF does not include? GFCF does not include. This is again an important question, that what all things gross fixed capital formation does not include. GFCF में क्या क्या चीजें नहीं आती हैं? जैसे लैंड परचेज फॉर कंजम्पशन. You purchase any land that is for your own consumption, that is not included. Acquisition of financial assets. Acquisition of financial assets. You acquire any financial asset like stocks, bonds. If you acquire any of these financial assets like stocks, bonds, these are not the part of gross fixed capital formation. ये सब gross fixed capital formation में नहीं आते हैं. Then durable consumer goods. Durable consumer goods used for personal purpose. Used for personal purpose. Durable consumer goods used for personal purpose, they are not being the part of GFCF. Any kind of durable goods that are used for personal purpose, they are not the part of it. Depreciation. Any wear and tear in assets, in fixed asset, not included in GFCF. They are included in net fixed capital formation, net fixed asset capital formation. So GFCF does not include depreciation as well. Then used asset. Any of the asset that is considered used, that you already used, like second-hand goods, they are not being the part of this. Second-hand goods are not being the part of this. And most importantly, intermediate goods. Those goods which are intermediate goods, they are not being counted in GFC. If you talk about the intermediate goods, they are not being counted under this. So any of the goods which are being considered as an intermediate good, that means not the part of final consumption, not the part of final goods and services, they are being counted under this. So this is what GFCF does not include. All these things GFCF does not include. So this is a very important topic, दोस्तों. ये बहुत important topic है. UPSC can ask question in the mains from this gross fixed capital formation. I think that is more than suffice for this. Now there is one more topic. Before moving to that, the important part is we are launching our foundation batch from 10th of June. We are starting our foundation batch from 10th of June. In this particular foundation batch, everything that is prelims, mains is taken care of holistically. मतलब पूरा prelims, mains, हर चीज आपको बहुत डिटेल में पढ़ाई जाएगी. You can join this foundation batch. This batch is starting from 10th of June. All the details are mentioned in the description. Link, registration, link and numbers, all are mentioned in that. You all can join this batch. This is very useful for all those who want to start preparation for prelims and mains. Now, moving ahead, there is one more concept that is very much in news recently, that is gross domestic knowledge product. Gross domestic knowledge product. Now, what is that gross domestic knowledge product? I know that you all heard about GDP. GDP के बारे में हम सबने सुन रखा है. We all heard about the gross national happiness developed by Bhutan. But there is one more concept, that is gross domestic knowledge product. Now, what is this gross domestic knowledge product? Gross domestic knowledge product means the importance of knowledge in the GDP component. A person or a society or a group of people or a community, the more knowledgeable they are, the more they are contributing in the overall GDP prospect. The more they are contributing in overall GDP prospect. So what is this gross domestic knowledge product? It capture combination of knowledge, innovation. It capture the combination of knowledge, innovation, and intellectual assets for promoting economic growth. It is the part of gross domestic knowledge product. The part of gross domestic knowledge product. So if someone will say you, what is the importance of knowledge in GDP? So if the better the knowledge prospect, the better the innovation prospect, the better the intellectual asset class of an economy, they will promote economic growth. And if the economic growth is promoted, that it will contribute in the overall GDP development. Now, many a times we will say this thing that ki India ka GDP बढ़ रहा है. Now, to attain the objective of becoming a developed nation by 2047, we want a continuous GDP growth. And that continuous GDP growth will be only possible not only by producing goods and services, but also promote intellectuality or to promote innovation in the technique, because that will enhance your GDP prospect. Now, as you all know, we are the fourth largest economy in context of nominal GDP. And the next target is $5 trillion, because $4 trillion we already achieved. So $5 trillion, then $7 trillion. If we want to achieve that, we not only need to focus on producing goods and services, but we also promote this knowledge driven sector. Because if this knowledge driven sector, this innovation, intellectual property, all these things, if we will promote, it will obviously reduce the wastage. So if we will talk about the importance of this importance of gross domestic knowledge product, it is very important. Why it is important? What is the importance of GDKP? First of all, it enhances efficiency in economic system. It enhances the efficiency in economic system. The efficiency in the economic system get promoted. Second, it reduces the wastage in economy. Wastage reduce होगा. It promote the culture of research and development in the economic system. And I always mention this in my class. If you spend 1 rupee on research, it will give you 5 rupee return. So it will also promote the culture of R&D in the economy. Then it guide the key sectors like knowledge and research domain. Knowledge and research domain will get boosted. Also, we will synchronize with global standards. Which promote international standards in India. International standards promote होंगे इंडिया में. This is the importance. And obviously, the most important thing is that intellectual assets, intellectual assets will promote economic growth as well. Will promote economic growth as well. Intellectual asset will promote the economic growth as well. So these all are the major points, or we can say the importance of gross domestic knowledge product. Now, if someone asks you, what are the major obstacles? What are the major obstacles to attain this GDKP, gross domestic knowledge product? What are the major obstacles? The first major obstacle is financial constraints. Now, financial constraints are huge in this sector because to promote the research, to promote this knowledge-based economy, you need to provide a lot of funds. And if the financial constraints are there, in that case, it will not be able to realize its full potential. Second important thing is lack of awareness. Now, lack of awareness is again a major reason. As a result of that, this GDKP is not get promoted because government all time focuses on those traditional set of theories that if we will put investment in education, defense, food security, then in that, I'm not saying those sectors are not important. Those sectors are very important, but you need to promote or aware about these standards as well. Third important thing is lack of institution promoting GDKP. We need world-class institutions for building capacity enhancement, for promoting capacity enhancement, to promote a skill-based culture in the system. Then we have a huge regional divide as well. We have a huge regional divide as well in context of GDKP. This regional divide is again a major problem because see, we all classify our country into tier 1 city, tier 2 city, tier 3 city. Now in tier 1 city or might be in tier 2 city, this can become a reality. But for tier 3 city, tier 4 city, highest population lives, in that case, just this GDKP is again a mere dream only because there the basic essential things are not even attained by the people. This GDKP need to be promoted in a totalistic way, in a holistic manner, then only we can able to achieve that. Then fifth is international standards varies on different parameter. International standards are varied on different pattern or parameter. US have different ideology, China have different pedagogy, Russia has different pedagogy. Now, to collab or to integrate it with global standard, it will require a holistic viewpoint, and also India need to find out where they stand in context of productivity, where India stands in context of productivity. You cannot say like this that India can do this, India can do that, until and unless your whole economy is made according to that. We cannot go on this part. So these are the major issues associated with the gross domestic knowledge product, which are associated with gross domestic knowledge product. I hope it has been clear to you all. I hope it has been clear to you all. Now, moving ahead, next is total factor productivity of India. Total factor productivity of India. Before moving to total factor productivity of India, I'll tell you, we are starting our mains answer writing batch from 2025. This attendees. This is in bilingual language. The price is very nominal. It is only 2,999. 2,999. It is starting from 2nd of June. The offer fee is only 2,999 and you can practice answer writing in that. Many a time students will say Sir, we are not able to do the mains answer writing. Sir, our mains answer writing is very weak. Sir, we don't know how to write answers. Sir, we have the knowledge, but we don't know how to execute that. हमें सर knowledge तो अच्छा है, but हमें ये नहीं समझ में आता इसको लिखें कैसे. So to all those students who have this basic problem of not able to write the answers properly, this batch is for them. We are starting it from 2nd of June. This is purely online. The offer fees is 2,999 and that is in English, Hindi language both. So you all can take the benefit of this batch. You all can join this batch and you will see the change in your answer writing parameters. Now, next is total factor productivity of India. Now, this is very important. This is the recent concept. It is a recent kind of concept, very important in economic prospects. बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, अभी रिसेंट का ही कॉन्सेप्ट है. तो टोटल फैक्टर प्रोडक्टिविटी. Now, first of all, we must know what is productivity. If someone asks you, please tell me what is productivity. So you must explain him productivity that measure the efficiency. That measures the efficiency. That measures the efficiency with various inputs like raw material, labor, capital to produce goods and services where resources get fully utilized. Resources get optimally. This is in context of productivity. Productivity means that measure the efficiency with various input like raw material, labor, capital to produce goods and services where resources get optimally utilized. That is called as total productivity. Now, that productivity can be further divided into subcomponents. That is further divided into subcomponents. First is total factor productivity. Total factor productivity. Now, what is this total factor productivity? Total factor productivity, that is, it can be measured by total output. It can be measured by total output divided by total input. And what are these input? Raw material, labor, capital, and even technology also. Now, how much output you are able to produce by dividing by total input, that is total factor productivity. Increase in total factor productivity shows the sign of increased efficiency. It shows the sign of increased efficiency. This is total factor productivity. Now, in that total factor productivity, we have one more component, that is labor productivity. What is labor productivity? Now, this labor productivity is again very important. ये labor productivity में क्या क्या होगा? So labor productivity can be measured as rate of output divide by number of rate of output divided by number of workers, rate of output divided by number of workers shows labor productivity. Was labor productivity. That means जितना output produce हो रहा है divide by number of workers to produce that, this shows this thing. So increase labor productivity. If labor productivity increase, labor productivity increase, labor productivity increase, enhance labor efficiency, enhance labor efficiency. जितना लेबर प्रोडक्टिविटी बढ़ेगा उतनी ही लेबर एफिशिएंसी एनहांस होगी. दिस इज द मीनिंग ऑफ लेबर प्रोडक्टिविटी. नाउ व्हाट आर द फैक्टर्स व्हिच विल एनहांस दिस लेबर प्रोडक्टिविटी? ऐसे कौन कौन से फैक्टर्स हैं जिनसे ये लेबर प्रोडक्टिविटी इंक्रीज होती है? व्हाट ऑल फैक्टर्स आर देयर व्हिच विल इंक्रीज दिस लेबर प्रोडक्टिविटी? ओके, factors which increase labor productivity. What are the factors which enhance this labor productivity? ये लेबर प्रोडक्टिविटी कौन कौन से फैक्टर्स से एनहांस होती है? सबसे पहले क्वालिटी, इनपुट कॉस्ट. आप किस तरह का इनपुट कॉस्ट लगा रहे हो, यानी कि लेबर्स को ट्रेन करने के लिए किस तरह की कॉस्ट लगा रहे हो. Now suppose if you are putting that cost which is knowledge driven, which is regarding to promotion of vocational institutes, the vocational institutes, you are putting your money in vocational institutes. Suppose you are putting money for promoting vocational institute, for promoting skills. Then in that case, we can say that the input cost is justifiable. Okay. Then in that case, we can say input cost is justifiable. Then technological development. Technological development. The better the technological aspect, 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 the better the labor development focused. जितना टेक्नोलॉजिकल डेवलपमेंट आपका स्ट्रेंथन होगा उतना ही लेबर प्रोडक्टिविटी एनहांस होगी. देन क्वालिटी ऑफ लेबर. क्वालिटी ऑफ लेबर आल्सो प्ले अ वेरी बिग रोल इन द डेवलप एनहांसेस ऑफ लेबर प्रोडक्टिविटी. क्वालिटी ऑफ लेबर कैसे इंप्रूव होगा? जितना ज्यादा द मनी दैट यू इन्वेस्ट इन द लेबर प्रोडक्टिविटी, द मनी दैट यू एनहांस इन द ट्रेनिंग पार्ट ऑफ लेबर, द मनी दैट यू एनहांस इन डेवलपिंग दोज थिंग्स which will increase the overall skill of laborers, that promote the quality of labor as well. Then at the end, increase investment in fixed capital also. Because if the fixed capital is increased, if the fixed assets will increase, you need more laborers to do that work. You need more laborers to do that. Okay, so all these things will enhance the labor productivity, and if this labor productivity will enhance, it will increase total factor productivity. So this is synchronized. This is all related. यानी कि अगर हम लेबर प्रोडक्टिविटी को प्रमोट करेंगे, यानी कि अगर हम लेबर प्रोडक्टिविटी पे ध्यान देंगे, if our economy is focusing on this labor productivity and it enhances the labor productivity, in long run this whole total factor productivity will increase. So I hope it has been clear to you that factor productivity is somehow related to this labor productivity only. So the more the labor productivity will increase, the more the factor productivity will increase. So this is about the total factor productivity. Now if we will show the significance of total factor productivity, significance of total factor productivity. What is the overall significance of this total factor productivity? Why this total factor productivity is so significant, so important? First of all, to achieve target of $5 trillion economy. Achieve the target of $5 trillion economy. This is very essential. And that will lead to help us to become developed nation by 2047. Developed nation by 2047. This is the first significance. Second, prevent middle income trap. Prevent middle income trap. See, India is converted from lower income group country to India is converted from low income economy to lower middle income economy. Now from this lower middle income economy we try to convert to middle income economy. हमने क्या था, सबसे पहले हम एक लो इनकम इकोनॉमी थे, उस लो इनकम इकोनॉमी से हम लोअर मिडिल इकोनॉमी पर शिफ्ट करें और लोअर मिडिल इकोनॉमी कंट्री से हम मिडिल इकोनॉमी की तरफ शिफ्ट कर रहे हैं. बट वो तभी शिफ्ट हो पाएगा जब वी विल कम फ्रॉम दिस मिडिल इनकम ट्रैप. और वो मिडिल इनकम ट्रैप से हाउ वी कम आउटसाइड? बाय प्रमोटिंग एफिशिएंसी ऑफ लेबर, बाय प्रमोटिंग एफिशिएंसी इन ओवरऑल फिक्स्ड एसेट. थर्ड, doubling farmers income. This is our major target. Double farmer income. We need to double the farmers income because farmers or the primary sector still constitute more than 45% in our total employment. So doubling the farmers income not only will increase the living standard of the farmers, also reduce the migration of rural people from rural areas to urban areas. And that is the reason government is promoting a lot in the rural sector also, so that the urban exclusion get avoided and the people in the rural areas stay there and enhance their income. Then boost manufacturing competitiveness. Boost manufacturing competitiveness. Manufacturing competitiveness need to be enhanced, and for that we have this PLI scheme, Make in India, Atmanirbhar Bharat. Because see, the only thing which is right now stopping India to become a developed nation is this manufacturing sector. What is the difference between the big countries and India is their manufacturing sector play a very important role in the GDP growth. And to become a developed nation by 2047, we need this manufacturing growth at least to be continuously 30% of GDP. But right now it is stagnant for 23, 24, 25%. We need to enhance it by 30-35%. And that's why we are focusing a lot on manufacturing enhancement. PLI scheme identifying 14 sectors. Now toy clusters are developed in India. Now every third smartphone that is manufactured, it is manufactured from India only. So we are trying to promote this manufacturing sector as much as possible. Then apart from that, if there is high profit, that means high wages. And if high profit, high wages are there, then obviously high taxes, high tax income. So total factor productivity also generate high profits. And if the profits will increase, obviously the wages of the people will increase. And if the wages of the people will increase, for sure, they will deposit more tax with the government. So this is the significance of this total factor productivity. I hope it is being clear to you all. Now, let's talk about what are the total challenges regarding to total factor productivity. That means if we will say, what are the challenges of total factor productivity in India? Total factor productivity in India. What are the challenges? As I mentioned, that factor productivity is very important for the economic growth, but there are various challenges associated with it. And if these challenges are not taken care of, these challenges again will push India backwards. We are continuously saying that we want to become a $5 trillion economy, we want to become a 2047 developed economy. But for that, this factor productivity challenges need to be catered on a timely basis or on a regular basis. So what is the first challenge? First challenge is lack of investment lack of investment in education and health. Lack of investment in education and health. See friends, whenever we are talking about Indian economic prospect or even for any of the country in this world, they want to invest a lot on education and health. Because the more healthier your workforce is, the more stronger your workforce is. And if health is proper, they will able to concentrate more on their work. They will able to learn a lot from in their respective works. So if with the investment in education and health is enhanced, it will lead to more economic productivity. And that is the major reason government continuously focus on this part, that how to enhance this health and education perspective. That is the reason National Health Mission was started. That is the reason government is continuously focusing on increasing the GDP prospect for health and education. They also want that the overall composition of GDP for health and education sector need to be promoted. And this is the reason this investment in health and education is repetitively, continuously is increasing. And that is the major reason government is focusing on skill development also. So health and education is a prima facie most important sector right now our economy is focusing on. Then the second is jobless growth. See, we all are saying that India is blessed to have so much of youth population, young population. Now this youth or young population obviously contribute in demographic dividend. Now if this youth or young population is properly utilized or their energy is properly channelized into the economic growth, if India is utilizing the youth power and channelizing their growth in overall development prospect, for sure the growth will increase. But here the problem lies. Many a times the educated youth in our country is not able to get the required or potential job that deserves his capability. As a result, either he remain unemployed or he remain underemployed. So to make this transition, to convert Indian economy from a job prospect growth to a demographic dividend with huge potential of our youth, we need to promote this job promoting growth. क्योंकि जितना जॉबलेस ग्रोथ होगा उतना ही रीजनल डिवाइड बढ़ेगा, उतना ही इकोनॉमिक डिवाइड बढ़ेगा, उतना ही it increases inequality in the system. So we need to cater this inequality, and how this inequality can be addressed by promoting the growth which is fulfilling the job prospect of the people as well. Next come poor innovation. Now it is rightly said, the more innovation, the more growth. The more innovative your country is, the more growth prospects will achieve. If you are still using the outdated techniques, if you are still using the redundant things, then it will not lead to the holistic or totalistic growth. As a result of that, we focus on Industrial Revolution 4.0 as well. So the more the innovative approach, the more the innovative thinking, the more the innovative industries we set up, that will all channelize our economic growth, दोस्तों. इसलिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है that we need to focus on innovation. Right now, artificial intelligence, robotics, data dynamics, all these things need to be taken care of. Because if you feel that we are using the old methodology, we are using the redundant things, then in that case, you push your economy 20 years backwards. It is very, very essential that India should focus on promoting this innovative growth. Then came the high logistic cost. Now, this is also a major concern. The more the logistic cost, the more the cost push inflation. Now, India's logistic cost is very high in comparison to developed nation. Now, if the logistic cost is high, it will obviously reflect in the cost of goods and services. And if because of this logistic cost, your goods and services become costly, it will generate less demand for them. And here the world level, the Chinese goods and services dominate in Indian economy. So we need to reduce this logistic cost, because if this logistic cost keep on increasing, in that case, the cost push inflation in the economy increase. And if this cost push inflation will increase, it will reduce the money value as well as it reduces the purchasing capability of the people as well. So these things must be taken care of, that this logistic cost need to be reduced. Then came high informal sector. High informal sector. Now, the problem in this informal sector is it is not regulated by law. Informal sector is not regulated by law. It is not considered as an organized sector. And when anything is not regulated by law, अगर हम किसी चीज को लॉ के द्वारा रेगुलेट नहीं कर रहे, where the problem arose, it was if any kind of exploitation, if any kind of problem arose, there is no one to take in care of the things. And because of this high informal sector, even the money requirement or the loans that the people taken, they are taken from the informal sector, which is not properly accounted. They need to pay high interest as well. They will come into the exploitation of money lenders. So we need to promote the formal sector a lot, because if the formal sector promoted, there must be a proper organized culture prevail in our nation. Then even factors of production, let's say land. Now, digitalization of land records is digitalization of land record. We are focusing on it through Swamitva scheme by creating 3D mapping, but still it is at nascent stage. We still are not able to do proper 3D mapping or land surveys. And in context of labor also, we don't have these labor skilled institute in a large number of manner. Although the labor laws are very complex, they are very cumbersome. So we need to take care of these small issues, and if we will take care of these small issues and focus on the impact, the large impact of these, although these small issues look small, but their impact in the economy is huge, humongous. So we need to focus on these total factor productivity. Okay. So friends, I hope it has been clear to you all. One most important thing, for this year's mains attemptees, we started our test series from 8th of June. These tests are in online offline mode. Online offline mode में होंगे. Total 13 टेस्ट हैं जो बच्चे इस साल मेंस दे रहे हैं. इसका फीस जो है उसके लिए आप इस नंबर पे कॉल कर सकते हैं 9319293730 9319293730. You will take the whole details from them. These tests are in online offline mode. You can come to the respective centers of Delhi, Patna and Prayagraj and attempt these tests. This is a very composite test which will include everything regarding to mains perspective. So I hope this will help you a lot in that context. So that's it in this video. And if you all like this video, please comment, please share, please like it. And do tell me, sir, what all these topics are. Please include these topics also. So I will inculcate them in my this series. So it will help you for the larger perspective. Thank you so much. That's all.